Alright, so I just thought I'd do a little response to Kurt's fantastic effort here on Patrick Bet David podcast, bringing the world's attention to Bitcoin. It's currently got 46,511 views. Absolutely fantastic. But what we need to start doing is professionalizing. And when I say professionalizing, we need to start defining Bitcoin properly so that we don't give the powers that be the opportunity to swoop in and change the political narrative. So all these words like decentralized and all that, they don't have any true definitions. Oh, what's decentralized? Well, it's this and this and this and this. The expressions and terms that need to be used properly academically are securities and commodities. So Bitcoin is a commodity because Craig released the white paper under a pseudonym. Not only did he release the white paper under a pseudonym, he released it on the 31st of October 2008 and didn't start the network until the 3rd of January 2009. Now, this reasonable amount of time gave an equal opportunity for anyone and everyone to start the network. And it's not like he posted the paper to an emailing list of his local supermarket. He posted it to a cryptographic mailing list where people would have fully understood the information that was in the white paper. That was him commoditizing Bitcoin and then starting under a pseudonym and stepping back to let the network grow without that central point of authority, control or influence. This is absolutely key to Bitcoin being a commodity. And we know that he always planned to reveal himself because that was the point of the Tulip Trust being returned to him on the 1st of January 2020. That would have been 10 years of neutral growth. He's like, right, now I need to add credibility to the network to come out and prove who I am, to get people back on track so they're not listening to all these charlatans who are trying to spin the narrative and tell people what it's not and what it shouldn't do. So the words we have to use are commoditize. So what Blockstream did, like during this civil war, is they securitized Bitcoin. And the way they securitized it is by breaking the chain of signatures. So when they implemented SegWit on the 24th of August 2017, it meant that they were no longer accountable to anybody on the network. They could literally do whatever they want. They have carte blanche. Because there is no signatures that they have to necessarily attach to any of their work. The signatures have been segregated. That's the entire point. But you cannot have a security as money because money cannot have a central point of authority or control. It's economically absolutely and utterly worthless. And that's exactly what Roger Ver and his crony mates did as well. They just simply tried to add anonymity to Bitcoin. Now, if you delete that data, if you cannot prove that you have transacted with somebody, it means that you do not have any legal recourse in a trade that you have done. And also it means that there is no accountability to anybody who has made any changes to the network. You cannot see it. You cannot trust it. It is centrally controlled. And when something is centrally controlled, it is securitized. That's the word that you need to use. So the 5 things that make Bitcoin a commodity network is 1, a fixed supply so that no one can control it. Secondly, a locked protocol so it's permissionless and anyone and everyone can build. Third, you need effectively infinite competition so there is always new market for miners to compete for. You have to have competition in the system. You have to have economic competition between the different parties who economically sustain the network, so they are not dependent on one another. They can literally outcompete one another. So that's the 4th thing you need. You need economic competition, which comes through proof of work. You need an economic opportunity cost to adding hash rate to the network. This is what makes all these shitcoins complete securities. If there is no economic opportunity cost to creating something like all these shitcoins, for example, like Solana, you can just simply press a button and make them up. They are all security offerings. And the reason they're security offerings is because somebody made them up and they have to be registered with a financial authority so they can check out the backstory to find out if they do or do actually not have value. And none of these shitcoins do because they're not attached to anything. They don't give you a equity in a company. They don't give you a dividend. They don't give you rights of ownership. They're literally pieces of digital crap. And the last one is accountability. Everybody has to be equally accountable on the network. If not everybody is equally accountable, it means someone has control of the network. And this is where, again, they spin the narrative about controlling and maintaining. Craig simply maintains the network that no one has control over. He is equally accountable as everybody else because all the data on it has a signature attached to it. The first thing you're going to do is probably attack the chain of signatures if you want to anonymize Bitcoin and turn it into a security. So this is what we really need to start talking about. It's commoditizing data, making data valuable. If that data has a central point of authority or control, it can just simply be deleted. It can be cracked, hacked, altered, and changed. It has no economic value whatsoever. So data that can be cracked, hacked, altered, changed, and deleted is securitized data because it has a central point of authority or control that can do that. Bitcoin doesn't have that because of those 5 things that I just mentioned. So yeah, that's my rant over. I hope you enjoyed that. Catch you guys later.